a lot more and be much more forceful. The government has so far been giving price guidances. They haven't been forcefully closing down excess capacity. And of course, the concern there is that it could lead to more job losses and destabilize the economy. And so here you can see Eric Chu, Bloomberg economics team, saying that deflationary pressures remain pretty entrenched.
Getting a proper picture of the Chinese economy is always difficult, but Bloomberg also did its own analysis of China's price data over the past couple of years, Minmin. What were the key findings?
Yes, this is quite interesting because it gives us a granular picture of what household items, things like pears, potatoes, baijiu, that's the Chinese wine, eggs, eggplants, these are seeing double-digit declines. I mean, 31 down for pears, BYD cars as well down by 27%. Some of the other sectors like household appliances also saw some moderate declines despite government subsidies boosting the retail sale numbers for these categories. So you can see microwaves down about 8%, fridges, washing machines down about 4%. We did see a small category of sector. So you can see kindergarten, 3-star hotel rates, attraction tickets, a slight increase there. And it shows you that, the price, obviously the price changes were spread quite unevenly across different sectors, but it also means that consumers, if they continue to hold back spending, it has huge impact on companies' corporate profits, right? You look at the first half losses, companies that reported losses this year in the first half of this year, that's about more than 25% of Chinese listed companies, which is the highest in a quarter of a century. That affects capex spending and R&D. It affects how much companies pay out to their employees and wage increases, and it leads to this deflationary spiral that has been very, very sticky and very difficult to break out of.
Bloomberg's China correspondent Min Lo there with the latest on the Chinese economy. We have more ahead on the Asia trade. This is Bloomberg. Bringing you up to the minute geopolitical news whenever and wherever it happens. I'm Lizzie Burden outside Windsor Castle, England, and this is Bloomberg.
The countdown is on. Everything you need to get the edge at the end of the market day. Get ahead of tomorrow's trading with The Close. Weekdays on Bloomberg. Context changes everything.
It's the most fascinating time for the global economy in years, and our conversations are front and center.
We're stress testing consequential ideas, and investors around the world are scoring them in real time, helping to translate the policies from Washington into actionable ideas for Wall Street.
It's the morning call you actually want to be a part of.
Separating the signal from the noise, with some fun along the way.
This is Bloomberg Surveillance. Astonishing day for US technology.
Shaping the region's technology.
Astonishing day for US technology.
Shaping the region's technology ecosystem.
Asia's biggest tech news and innovation.
Bringing you up-to-the-minute geopolitical news whenever and where. I'm David Gura in Alberta, Canada, and this is Bloomberg.
Continuing to track the bounce we're seeing in Asia stocks this Monday morning, with the Kospi leading the charge and the chip giants SK Hynix, Samsung really underpinning those gains. Of course, as we watch developments surrounding the US government shutdown potentially coming to an end, but it is looking like a positive day in the Asia Pacific. Sherry?
Yeah, and this, of course, coming after that tech sell-off that we saw last week. So what a time to be here at the AI Summit, Seoul and Expo, underway with global companies, institutions, and academics exploring the latest trends in AI and industrial innovation. Let's bring in our next guest, who's one of the speakers here, Lee Chi-hoon, Chief AI Officer at South Korean conglomerate CJ Group. Great to have you with us. Of course, we know CJ very well for its K content. Tell us a little bit about how CJ is looking at the AI revolution when it comes to doing your own business.
Yeah, so at CJ, we are seeing AI as the completely changing kind of game changer for to industrializing all the entire value chain. So in particular, we in CJ.
Incorporate AI into your business.
So I think that's a really good question. So we are, trying to democratize all the process and the people who are participating. For instance, for the K contents, these things, a lot of people will be engaged in not only watching or enjoying, but also, hey, I want to make my own story and things like that. So the creation part and distribution part and engagement part, these three pillars will be changed completely. So that our CJ is trying to build up all the AI platform and foundations to prepare for this upcoming future.
I think you recently just launched Millstone Q, right, in the summer. So does this sort of video search and editing content, it's a video solution. Tell us a little bit about this and what it means for the future of CJ.
Yeah, so as I briefly mentioned that the culture powered by AI will be completely revolutionized. So people will demand more interaction, but also the more immersive experiences. So as a part of that, we start with Millstone Q, which allows people to participate in creating or expressing their imagination, and then providing more AI engines so that they can actually make their imagination dream come true by actually expressing what will demands more interaction, but also the more immersive experiences. So as a part of that, we start with Millstone Q, which allows people to participate in creating or expressing their imagination, and then providing more AI engines so that they can actually make their imagination dream come true by actually expressing what they want.
Enhancing creativity is great, and the use of artificial intelligence is a very big positive. But what about the downside of AI as well that could lead to job losses, where actually it's not about enhancing creativity, but actually replacing creativity?
Oh, I just want to make sure that we don't actually, I don't think AI people will aim to replace. It actually assisting or enhancing, people's imagination. Because a lot of people, like including me, I have a lot of imagination to express my thought or my own, things I want to do, but I have a kind of limitation in terms of my skills, so that this AI tool can, hey, Chi-hoon or other people, if you have anything, let me help you. I mean, let AI can help walk through to express.
But if in the past you would have asked somebody for help, it increases efficiency and you don't need to ask for somebody else for help.
Exactly, right.
Is that going to lead to job losses, and could that be a problem? Is that something something that CJ thinks about?
No, I think we want to build some kind of collaborative, right? So it's not just replacing the one side from, taking jobs from one side to the other, right? It's kind of the creating ecosystem to work. The people can, together with whoever has some kind of imagination, can come to the this kind of platform or the tool, and then they can push their idea to bring to the other people. But in this process, it's not just eliminating one job, right? It's just like collaborating, where they can learn from. Also, the humans can also learn from other people's creativity.
What does this visibility tell you about? Because there's so much exuberance right now and so much money going in and out of the system. Do you believe that this ecosystem will grow and meet those expectations?
Yeah, so basically one of the key contributions expected from AI is to connect consumer to product, right? So that through the AI, AI is trying to find, who is going to be right audience for right product, right? So that it actually trying to understand consumers' intent, and then it also AI can help deliver what consumer wants instantly, right? So these are some sort of the ecosystem what we are trying to see.
So when it comes to CJ, we talked about K content, but you also have like logistics, infrastructure. You have also foods, of course, Bibigo. Where is the sector that has the most potential for the use of artificial intelligence?
Oh, from our point of view, of course, the logistics side, right? We can actually lower the cost, but also in a creativity part or the culture part, because as I briefly mentioned, there it's not just from the AI point of view. It's actually culture is evolved, right? Culture require or needs more immersive experiences and more personalized content, so that this based on this demand, AI can help.
Chi-Hoon, really good to have you with us. Lee Chi-Hoon is Chief AI Officer at CJ Group, joining me here at the AI Summit in Seoul. The 8th edition of this event. We have more conversations coming up in the next few hours. LG AI Research Senior Research Fellow and Head of Superintelligence Labs will be live on the China Show.
TSMC event in Taiwan, Huang said NVIDIA's AI memory chip suppliers have scaled up capacity to support the company. TSMC CEO C.C. Wei confirmed Huang's request, saying the chipmaker expects record sales every year. China has confirmed that it's taken steps to exempt compliant exports of Nexperia chips intended for civilian use. At the same time, the Commerce Ministry urged the EU to press the Netherlands to, quote, correct its erroneous practices. The move follows talks between Dutch and Chinese officials after China curbed exports in retaliation for Dutch controls on Nexperia. Pfizer has agreed to buy Metsera for up to $10 billion after a tumultuous bidding war with Novo Nordisk. Pfizer raised its offer to as much as $86.25 a share, matching Novo's revised bid. Metsera cited a call from the US FTC on potential risks from the proposed Novo deal structure. Pfizer had already secured FTC clearance for its bid. ANZ has posted a full-year profit that missed expectations, dipping 14% to $3.8 billion. The lender's annual report shows current and former senior executives took hits to variable The latest figures are missing all estimates. This comes as a government corruption scandal hampered state spending and dented consumer confidence. The country's stock market is currently the world's worst performer. Beyond the economic outlook, various structural challenges continue to undermine investor confidence. That's why the listing of Milat Water was seen as a key test of investor appetite. The public offering raised $581 million, the nation's largest in 4 years. The stock closed flat on debut on Friday. The company is one of two franchise holders of Manila's water utilities. It's backed by two of the country's largest groups, MCI and MPI. Japan's Marubeni also owns a fifth of the firm. Very pleased.
Complying with our franchise requirement, the listing of Maynila has received a very strong interest both domestically and internationally. In the international front, we have gotten investments from ADB and IFC as cornerstone, aside from very interesting sustainability-led investors like Robeco and Mobilist of UK. This has really generated very robust demand in our IPO, such that at day one we had to take the upsize option of our offering.
It didn't quite translate into a robust trading debut, though, so I wonder, what are your thoughts on that?
I think we were affected also by the Asian actually, because as we have seen today,
does the IPO cover all your funding needs, or are you looking to raise more?
The proceeds from our IPO will funds will go to our 5 pillars of our capex, namely water source, non-revenue water reduction, wastewater coverage and increasing capabilities, customer engagement, AI, and also our foray into improving automation.
Can you give us a bit more of a sense of the longer term trajectory of these capex plans? We know how, for now, the concessions seem to be focused on the west zone for Metro Manila. What are you looking at a bit further afield?
Well, currently our focus remains on further improving our services within the west zone. But a low-hanging fruit that we see is offering our wastewater and sanitation services to our existing commercial and industrial customers within the West Zone. The third area of expansion for Maynila is servicing the two huge reclamation projects in Manila Bay. And cities will take a decade to develop, but starting when they start construction, they will already need water, and they're already that are adjacent to our concession area, namely in Bulacan, in the north, and in the south, Cavite. There are LGUs and water districts there that are wanting to improve their water services, and we can offer to them starting with bulk treated water for them to improve their water availability and pressure.
On some of these longer term plans, Are there any that would come as part of an overseas strategy? How are you assessing the potential there?
Today, my NILAD is focused on the Philippines. We have an affiliate specifically Vietnam.
The company has also faced some challenges in the past, including on political risk that led to the renegotiation of your contract with the government. I wonder, how are you assessing some of these risks as a sort of headwind for the company going forward?
I personally feel better after our concession agreement was revised and renegotiated, solving the contentious provisions in our contract. But in exchange, we were able to get 12% return on our opening cash position. But the other thing that gives me confidence is, aside from the concession agreement, I'm getting is because that water is a very small portion of a monthly household family in the Philippines, in Metro Manila more specifically. Very far from household rentals, food, transportation, electricity, and even internet load. We are very far in the expense portfolio of a family, and therefore we are very little contribution to inflation. The other part that I am confident is that our tariffs remain to be either lower or even comparable to our Asian neighbors.
I wonder, well, I mean, you alluded to some of this earlier. Some of the big backers or investors for this IPO included the likes of the ADB. What are they contributing in terms of strategy and governance?
Yeah, we believe ADB and IFC, including the other sustainability-focused investors, will bring to Maynilad global standards in sustainability, in governance, and even operational excellence.
Ramoncito, great to have you. Thanks so much for sharing your plans for the business with us, Ramoncito Fernandez of Maynilad Water Services. Now, meantime, Super Typhoon Feng Wong has made landfall over the northeastern part of the Philippines. It's forecast to cause widespread damage, power outages, and flooding across the island of Luzon as it moves west. The typhoon has already left 2 dead and prompted the evacuation of more than 1 million people. President Marcos ordered the suspension of government work on Monday.